What's up, guys, and welcome back to Game Week predictions. This is match week 3, and yeah, we're in. Obviously, the season's up and running. I think, if I remember rightly, this is the last one before the international break, so we'll have a bit of a break if that is the case. And I'm just double checking on my phone as we speak. So, 31st of August. No, that's. Bear me 2 seconds. So 13th of September is the next lot of games after this weekend. So it's a big gap of no games. So I'll be making sure to get the videos out and ready for this, obviously for all the other ones before them games, no matter what. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this video and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to reach 700 subscribers by the end of the year. If we can try and push higher, then that's even better. But let's get straight into it. And obviously, we've just got some of the news at the top that we always try and go through. So Palmer's ruled out for the game. Obviously, I'm not clicking on these just so I don't go off this tab that I'm on. But yeah, I'll tell you, obviously, give an update on Saka, Odegaard, and other players that have been injured. Eight Nori is fit to face Brighton. So if you've got your fantasy football teams and stuff like that, and you had Eight Nori in, you can keep him in. You don't have to take him out. So obviously Palmer you'd have to take out no matter what because he's out for the game no matter what. So, but yeah, we're gonna get straight into the first game, and it's Chelsea versus Fulham 12:30 kickoff on the Saturday. I will be watching it because I watch majority of the early kickoffs, and I'm gonna say it's going to be an interesting game because Fulham, like I say, Fulham's a good side. Chelsea, they struggled in the first game against Palace, but Palace did sit back quite a bit in that game. Palace have looked decent overall, so for Chelsea to come to Fulham and grab a result, it looks quite likely, in my opinion. So Chelsea won the last game. I think was it 5-1 against. I generally can't remember. It's literally a week ago today. I can't even remember already. But yeah, I know Chelsea won 5-1, and yeah, it's one of those where it wasn't to be expected. But they played West Ham. I've just looked it up. West Ham, they haven't looked the greatest, so it's understandable. But Chelsea do look very good on the attack, so I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Chelsea today for this game. And yeah, that's my honest opinion on that. Fulham, when I was watching them the other day, they looked good. Don't get me wrong, they got an equaliser against Man United, but Man United don't look that good themselves at this moment in time. So it's a difficult one to choose, but to me, Chelsea are always going to take them 3 points from this game. Next game we've got is Man United versus Burnley, and that is going to be yet again another interesting game. United struggled against Fulham. They didn't really do much against Arsenal. And yeah, obviously we all know. Obviously it's not Premier League based, but we all know about the whole Carabao Cup and Grimsby Town. So from that, can I see them bouncing back because of that, devastating loss to start their season already against a League 2 team or League 1 team? I can't don't know which one it is off the top of my head, but I can't see them bouncing back straight off the bat because they don't look good. They don't look coordinated. They look a bit like they've never played football sometimes. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think they're going to grab a. Burnley's going to have an incredible game, in my opinion. They're going to push Man United because they know they're going to be struggling after that game against Grimsby. So I think they're going to push for it. They're going to keep going for it, and then obviously it could be like a late equaliser, could be early goals, and then the rest of the game boring. But I think it's going to be 1-1, and that's going to be where I stand on that one. So now, obviously, these were all the three. Obviously, these were all the 3 o'clock kickoffs for the Saturday, and obviously, next game we have is Sunderland versus Brentford. Sunderland do look good. They struggled in the last game. They lost 2-0 to Burnley. So, two newly promoted teams. They don't really. They had a great first game of the season against West Ham. But like again, West Ham do not look good at all at this moment in time. So for this, for that reason, so Brentford as well, they don't look the greatest, but they've beat Villa. So to me, it's going to be equals. It's going to be 2-2. There's going to be goals, which is what we like to see in football as a neutral, and yeah, that's gonna be my opinion on that one. I think it's gonna be 2-2. It's gonna be close. Like it's gonna be a fun game to watch too. Still another 3 o'clock game. We have Tottenham versus Bournemouth. Tottenham look really good so far this season under Thomas Frank. They look very energetic. They look great going forward. Bournemouth as well. They look good. Like Semenyo's carrying their team quite a bit. Let me find their last result. So their last result was against Bournemouth. Not Bournemouth, they are Bournemouth. It was against Wolves. They only won 1-0 against the 10-man Wolves. But it was still an interesting one because Bournemouth were all over them, and I think Jose Sarr kept them in the game massively. And yeah, I just like again, Wolves don't look good at all. So I'm gonna go with a 3-1 win to Bournemouth. Bournemouth do look good, but I think Tottenham's just gonna have that edge. They're just gonna go. They're gonna go for it. They want to show their worth in this league after a very poor season last season. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a 3-1 win to Tottenham Hotspur. Next game we've got is Wolverhampton versus Everton. There's still another 3 o'clock kickoff, and both teams tough starts. I think Everton's dragged out one result, possibly. Let's check the results. So they beat Brighton at the weekend, and then the weekend before, where's the result for the weekend before? They lost to Leeds. So they lost to a newly promoted team to beat a team that's as strong as Brighton. Yeah, again, it's a difficult one to pick. It's going to be an interesting game, but I feel like it's going to be a draw. It could be 1-1, could be 2-2, or it could generally be 0-0. But I'm going to go over 2-2. I think Wolves are going to get their first points of the season. And yeah, that's where I'm going to stand on that one because I just feel like that's going to be the case. And yeah, I'm going to stick with that result. Next game we've got is Leeds versus Newcastle. Newcastle had a very good game after going down to 10-man against Liverpool. Liverpool got a late winner with Rio Ingamoa, which was like it wasn't expected. Liverpool weren't the greatest that day. Newcastle were really good. Like obviously they did play a bit rough, but I think that's the Newcastle way to play a bit rough and to put the pressure on the opponents as much as they can to make their mistakes in games. But I'm going to obviously Leeds as well that they've scraped a win, and then the last game was Arsenal. So it's hard to judge Leeds at this moment in time because they beat Everton and lost to Arsenal. So it's hard, really, to judge Leeds that much. But I'm going to go with a 2. What did I choose? Let's have a look. 2-0 win to Newcastle. Newcastle have still got the players, but obviously it all depends if Joelinton, Tonali, Fabian Schär won't be available, whatever, because it's a concussion. It all depends if their two midfielders are back or if they're available, because that could be a massive key point. They've supposedly signed a new striker. Will he be available for tomorrow's games? This game at 5:30? We'll only find out. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Newcastle. Leeds don't really look that good, but obviously that could come back to bite me big time. Now we're on to Sunday games. We've got 4 games, and these are the 4 games on that day. They're all on Sky Sports as well, so we could all watch it if we want to. So the first game we've got is Brighton versus thingy. Brighton do not look good so far this season. They've got 1 point. They've lost Estupinan. I can't remember who they've lost. And João Pedro, their main striker. Don't really think they've replaced him. They've only got Danny Welbeck up front, so it's a bit of an interesting one. But I've gone with a 4-1 win to Manchester City. Manchester City, I think, will dominate this game for like probably 85% of the game, and then Brighton will pop in and just do their little bit and bob and score a goal. But yeah, I feel like Man City's going to take this game quite easily. Next game we've got is Forest versus West Ham. West Ham look, like I say, they do not look good at all. They look like they just don't know how to play it at this moment in time. Defense looks like really shaky, and yeah, it's a bad time for West Ham. I'd say because I just don't. There's not really anything to say on how they can improve themselves or anything like that. But overall, for Forest, their opponents, they still look really good, even after like the last season. They've got rid of a few players, but they still look really good. We're going to go with a 3-0 win to Forest. It could be a massive mistake choosing that as a result, but once we pick it, we stick with it. That's the rule here, and that's how we will always do it. So yeah, 3-0 to Nottingham Forest. Next game we've got is Liverpool versus Arsenal. It's going to be a very good game. I think there's going to be a few. I think this game always has like some controversy through like VAR or something, and I feel obviously people that know me will obviously think I'm being biased straight off the bat. But I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Liverpool. Liverpool do look really good attacking wise. Defensive wise, they look very, very shaky. But with it being a big game, I like to think the defenders will try and step up a bit. So there's nothing to do with Virgil van Dijk. It's all to do with Kanate being a bit shaky in the back, making a few mistakes here and there. Obviously, last game we had Szoboszlai right back, who, to be fair, had a very good performance in right back against Newcastle. So from that point, obviously he could play there again, and probably might do the same. Or we could have an absolute shambles on Liverpool's side, and the defence could go absolute shaky for the whole game. But I'm going to go with the 2-1 win because I'm confident in Liverpool. I'm confident in them getting that result. I feel Arsenal will push a lot to try and get this win, no matter what, and Liverpool will have to defend like mad. But I'm sticking with my result 2-1 Liverpool. Last game of the weekend, we have Villa versus Palace, and yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one because Villa yet again don't look like great. Palace do look good, but they've lost Eze. Obviously, going back to the previous game, if Eze plays, obviously it could be a completely different game too. Odegaard might not be fit, Saka might not be fit. It all depends on them too. But yeah, so Palace have lost Eze, big loss. They've lost their biggest creative player in their team. But it's all depending if they've got anyone brought in to take that or give them that boost of more creativity. But I'm going to go with a 1-1. I don't feel like either team is really showing much at this moment in the season. But obviously, like I say, all my predictions could be completely wrong. But yeah, that's my predictions for this week. And we will be making sure we get all of the other ones. We'll try and keep updated on all the injuries and all that kind of stuff throughout the whole international break. And yeah, thank you very much for watching and peace. Yeah, so here are all the actual results that I've submitted in for this week of games. And yeah, make sure to drop it in the comments as well. what you think there could be, what you predict, and all that kind of stuff as well. Because it's always interesting to see what other people think and all that kind of stuff. Also, make sure to check out all these YouTube channels and Twitch channels that are on the screen now. There are people that I support every day through YouTube on Twitch. Choco Winks is very, very good at supporting everyone too. So thank you very much for watching, and peace.